What's going on, guys? I figured I'd upload some new content for you.
Batman.
That way, it's not just me getting a bunch of stuff from the old videos that I recorded last month. I've recorded quite a bit from last month, and I was uploading it at least once a week just because I knew I was going to be busy coloring the comic book and personal life and all that shit. So hopefully within the next 2 weeks we'll go back to the same shit that we were doing before, steady streaming schedule and all that. With that out of the way, I figured I'd do some vlogging today or commentary over this. You can watch me get my ass kicked, I swear. Possibly, actually. I'm doing decent with Lobo. I just got this last night, so I've been, I'm a little late to the party here, but I like Lobo as the character. Whenever I used to play DCU online, I actually had a character I made look exactly like Lobo, and I was all proud of him. But, yeah, anyways, if I get my ass kicked, just look over it. But I've seen something today that was announced at E3, though, and I've kept up with a little bit of E3, but I've got so much stuff going on that I haven't had the chance to keep up on everything. I did check out Ubisoft's stuff that they did, and For Honor looks awesome, and South Park looked amazing as always. I enjoyed the Stick of Truth. I'm thinking I'm gonna the Fractured But Whole. I think I'm gonna enjoy that as well, but we'll see. But the one thing that I started noticing with these consoles, because there was the Neo project with Sony, and then there's the Xbox One they're doing the new version of. And what sucks about this is whenever I'm looking at other people out there and their responses, like, I'm generally a Sony player, and the reason I'm a Sony player is because I enjoy the exclusives. I'm not looking for a I'm not actually looking for any sort of, I guess what would be the best way to say it, entertainment system to where that's primarily what it is. I'm not trying to make Skype calls on it. I'm not trying to do any of that shit. I want to play video games. If I'm on a system, I want to play video games. And the video games that Sony has, I just so happen to like. I've actually been thinking about recently buying a 360 since they're a low enough price right now, because of the fact that I want to buy Alan Wake for a console, because I've got it for PC and I loved it for PC, but I want to get it for console, and I also wanted to get Katamari, what was the name of that Katamari? Beautiful Katamari. And then I wanted to get Lost Odyssey. Those were the three games I wanted. Those are the only games I wanted. I don't play any of the other ones, so I'm not really too worried about those. But whenever I'm looking at these new projects and stuff, and how that affects, the gamers that just now are buying consoles, the problem that I'm seeing is people want, or it seems like the majority care less about getting a new console because they just got a new console. And they're more worried about the quality of games. They want, the one thing that I've seen consistently about this new Xbox is the people are like, we don't need a new system, focus on making better exclusives. And I agree with that. I think right now the problem is it's a cash cow. People know that at this point, they're talking. It's been said before that there won't be another Xbox or another PlayStation after this run. So they're just upgrading it. So they're just going to continually upgrade them, I guess, is what's going to happen. So it's still a new console, and it seems like it's coming out sooner, which doesn't sit right with me. Now, I just bought my PlayStation a couple months ago. I saved up for a while because we live in a single income family, a home with 4 people, and I'm a caregiver, so I don't have money just to spend on that kind of thing. And whenever I'm looking at buying a new system after I just spent $309 on a system and it was on sale. I can't do it. Nor do I want to do it. I think it's fucking ridiculous. Focusing more on games, especially with, I mean, look how long the fucking PlayStation 2 was put out games. It wasn't that long ago that the PlayStation 2 just finally, they stopped. Because the PlayStation 2 was a great system that was dependable and, in my opinion, it was one of my favorites. And I'm talking about, you know, coming all the way back from Atari and the Odyssey and all that stuff. You know, while those are sentimental to me because of memories and stuff, the PlayStation 2 had some of the best games that I've played. And I'm just now, within the last couple years, getting into the original Xbox. Excuse me. And its games. So, for me, I think they really should worry less about coming out with a new version of the console and worry more about the actual games. I think with the way gaming is going now, it's less about games and more about the hardware and stuff. And they're like, well, we can make better games with this hardware. But right now, the technology's already been there. Why didn't you put it there in the first place? A lot of these systems are rushed anyways, and it's one reason I usually don't buy a system on day one is because there's usually some bugs that need worked out or something that's going on that needs to be fixed. And so for me, it's not really something that I want to do. While I do want a system, maybe whenever it comes out, I know that whenever I buy it, there's going to be a lot of bugs. There's going to be some stuff that needs to be worked out. So that's just my personal preference. If I had the money just to throw out there, I would. But,
you are a fool.
You know, just, it seems like it's a waste. And it seems like it's just to make money, and I'm just not for it. And it seems like a lot of the fans are not really for it either. They want, like I said, more exclusives, or they want more out of their current system. I mean, the systems are relatively new. They're only a couple years old. It's not that bad. What was it, 2013? Something like that? So, it's still relatively new, but people want more games. People want better games. And I don't think, as we've seen with indie games within the last couple of years, we've gone from people consistently talking shit about indie games and how they're just bullshit, so now it's becoming a huge part of the market, and some of these indie games are doing way better than the big league titles. And I think it's important to look at. We can't be, you know, worried about, you know, well, this can do so much more. Whenever people just want to play the games for the experience, they don't want to have to sit there and pay $400, $500, $600 just for a new system that just came out a couple years ago, and now you're telling me that it's better? Well, if the technology was there in the first place, why the fuck didn't you just put it in? So I think it's just a waste of money. I think a lot of people are starting to really see it as, you know, it is a waste. This could have all been done before, and I think that's the lesson that we're going to have to learn as far as consumers, is that we have the power to take care of that if we do. Of course, most people aren't going to get out of this whole fanboy shit that people do with, you know, for example, with the whole like Sony versus Microsoft shit, PC gaming and all that jazz. People aren't going to get out of that. So there's going to be people that's going to buy it regardless. And unfortunately, some people are going to buy it regardless of if it's complete shit or not, just because they are so blindly thrown out to whatever. But for me, I'm good with my current generation console, or whatever you want to call it, my current version of console. So, am I going to go out here and buy the new Sony whenever they upgrade? No, I'm not. You know, and if I do, it'll be later on down the line. But right now, I've got other shit to worry about, and that's where my stance is on it. And I think like I said, I think other people are pretty much going a similar route where they want more out of the current console, and I really hope that people listen and the companies listen, but to be honest with you, I just don't think they're more worried about making money at this point. So, with that said, we'll catch you guys next video, and if you like, subscribe, share, and all that jazz. If you got anything you want to add to the conversation, feel free to comment, and I will catch you guys next video.